We are back at it here on this Tuesday, the 15th day of January 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host, and a good Tuesday to you. And it is a good Tuesday. Any Tuesday is a good Tuesday, if you ask me. In fact, if you had to rank all the days of the week, you'd have to put Tuesday in the top 7. I think you'd have to. Great show for today. Lots of things going on. Another gray, cloudy, icky kind of day for the Wenatchee Valley. We're used to it. You know, it's the middle of January. We get these inversion layers, so we still have that air stagnation advisory in effect. We still have the stage 1 burn ban for all of north central Washington in effect. We'll take a look at your forecast details in just a couple of minutes. We'll take you up to the mountain passes as well. Things are pretty quiet up there. News, not so quiet. Busy day around here in the world of news. We'll get you caught up with what happened on Monday in just a few minutes. We also have your Tuesday morning sports report. We have the obscure holiday. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion today in history, birthdays. And in the second half of the program, big auction coming up. The Building Communities Auction being put on by Wenatchee Rotary is coming up on the 26th day of this month, and they came in yesterday to pre-tape the conversation segment of this program. We're talking about Pete Bandwell and Charlotte Mitchell to talk about all the money they hope to raise and how you can get involved in the big auction on the 26th, so stay close to that. Outside of that, the usual shenanigans apply. We got a lot of show to get to, so let's not waste any more time. Let's take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi High-Speed Wireless. Low clouds and fog means there are certain cameras that simply aren't available to us, including our cross camera. We always use the cross camera when we can, but right now it ain't happening, so we'll take you to downtown Wenatchee to the roof of the Cascadian Hotel, looking north, so you just can't quite make out the Coast Wenatchee Center Hotel. You can see Bob's there. I may have to go to Bob's for breakfast this morning. Wenatchee Avenue on your right, Mission on your left. Light traffic here so far on this Tuesday morning. So that's one of the cameras that we can use because it's lower, like that one, for instance. The Arundel Rock camera, which is on Arundel Rock. I don't even know if there is such a thing as Arundel Rock. The thing that you see most of in your screen, obviously, is Turtle Rock, right behind Rocky Reach Dam. And on the other side of Turtle Rock, you can't see it, is our little old Wenatchee Valley, and another cloudy and gray and foggy morning. 25 degrees outside of our studios. Ironically enough, yesterday's high was 28 and the low was 26. That's what happens. The temperature variation is almost nothing. It happens this time of the year. Camera 3, what do we got, Megan? Megan says we're going to take a look at, let me guess, is that Rock Island? Hey, I got one right. It's already been a victorious day. The beautiful hamlet of Rock Island, the big black spot that you see at the bottom of your screen with no lights would be the Rock Island Golf Course, which doesn't have any snow on it, but it's way too cold to golf. They won't let you golf when it's this cold because when you walk on the greens, you can damage them, and you don't want to do that. Good morning, Rock Island and the greater Malaga area in the background of that photo. And finally, camera 4 is, it's got to be Billy Goat. Yay, I got 2 right this morning. The sun's coming up over Billy Goat, obviously way up above the cloud cover. That camera is over 7,000 feet in elevation. It's pointed almost due east, so you can't quite make out the plateau, but that's cool. It's like being in an airplane, isn't it? And if, like I mentioned before, if you want to get the sun, you're going to have to go up in elevation because the low clouds and the fog have sucked us in big time, and will continue to do so right into the weekend with a pretty good chance of some measurable snow Wednesday night and Thursday. In fact, those details coming up right now from the National Weather Service. Let's see what the forecast looks like, and there's really not a lot to talk about. It's very dry, very stable, nothing really happening, nothing active really until we get to Wednesday night into Thursday, and even then, really not a lot going on. We have a slide to show you the current weather picture, and you'll see where the low pressure and the high pressure ridges are located, including that what's that? Yeah, go ahead and throw that up there, Megan, if you don't mind. This is our current weather situation. That's what we're dealing with. The high pressure ridge that's giving us the low clouds and the fog are pretty much centered over the Idaho Panhandle. It's fairly well entrenched, but we have a little system coming in tomorrow, and then another one following that up Wednesday night into Thursday, and that's what's going to break up that high pressure ridge a little bit and give us a chance of some snow for the Wenatchee Valley. In fact, how much snow are we going to get Wednesday and Thursday? We have a slide to show you that too. It's a visual medium. After all, there's your potential snow accumulations for Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So look at where you live and prepare accordingly. Obviously, the foothills are on the valley. The Leavenworth and Plain area would get more snow. You head up north to Methow they're going to get more snow than down here on the valley floor, but we are going to get some snow. We still have that air stagnation advisory. It's in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, and the Stage 1 burn ban for all of north central Washington is on, and we don't know when that might expire. That's a Department of Ecology call. So some patchy freezing fog, some light freezing fog flurries, if that makes any sense today. High of about 30. I don't know if we're actually going to get there. I have my doubts. Again, 28 and 26 was our high and our low, so the temperature didn't really do much on Monday. Tonight, we're looking at cloudy skies. Again, some light patchy fog possible. Overnight low of about 26. Wednesday, late in the afternoon, we could get a light snowflake. I wouldn't bet on it. High of 35. Wednesday night, maybe an inch of snow for the Wenatchee Valley. 30 for the overnight low. The best chance of measurable snow is going to be Thursday. Thursday morning, 1, maybe 2 inches of snow, but it should change over to rain on Thursday afternoon and a high near 40. Right around 38 or 39, so whatever snow we get's not going to last a little bit. Light snow maybe Thursday night, 32 for the overnight low, and then we warm up to 40 on Friday, about 39, 38, 39 on Saturday, 41 on Sunday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 42 degrees. Again, it's been an abnormally warm and abnormally dry winter for the Wenatchee Valley indeed. So that is your forecast on this Tuesday, 6 minutes after the hour. Let's take you up to the major mountain passes, and I got good news for you. If you're heading into the Cascades, you got no problems at all. Once again, the only thing you're going to have to deal with isn't the roadway, it's the weather. The weather is going to be a little breezy on I-90. Right now, Snoqualmie Pass, it's a live shot, no advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is pretty much bare and dry. It's a little gusty just west of the summit. No advisories, no restrictions on I-90. Stevens Pass, no problems at all. Roadway is bare and dry. Some patchy fog here and there on Stevens Pass. But again, no advisories, no restrictions. Let's take a live shot of Blewett Pass, where I can just do the same thing all over again. Blewett, pretty much bare and dry. Some frost and ice in places. Clear skies up above on Blewett. Some patchy fog here and there. No advisories, no restrictions across the board on the big three. Snoqualmie, Stevens, and Blewett Pass. Snow, none at all today. None tonight. None Wednesday. For the Cascades. Wednesday night, couple of inches possible in the Cascades. Thursday, 1 to 3 inches of snow. Thursday night, 2 to 4 inches of snow. And then Friday, another 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. But over the next, 48 to 60 hours or so, no real problems as far as snow in the Cascades. It's been a long, dry period up there. And quite frankly, down here. It is 8 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of north central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
Everything we do is about delivering very high quality care and keeping our patients safe.
We really work as a team here, and so that's really what makes it worthwhile.
I give 100% every day, and I do that because I work for a company that I believe gives 100% back to me.
The bottom line is we genuinely care about our employees.
It is the most incredible place to work, and you will be inspired every day.
Welcome back to this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Overcast, foggy, 25 degrees. We'll be lucky to get to 30 today with an air stagnation advisory in effect and a stage 1 burn ban in effect. And we do have some light snow in the forecast for Wednesday night into Thursday. Here's what's making news on this Tuesday morning. Wenatchee police say a man was arrested over the weekend for threatening to kill another man at a local park. Captain Edgar Reinfeld says the incident occurred mid-morning Saturday when the victim called 911 to report the suspect pulled up in a car, pointed a gun at him, and threatened to kill him over the way he was walking his dogs. Reinfeld said the victim provided a suspect description, including a license plate. He also told police that he recognized the suspect as a resident of a nearby apartment on Delaware Street. Reinfeld says when contacted by police at the apartment, the suspect denied any wrongdoing.
He had a much different story indicating that he had someone else with him, a female, and that she had witnessed the entire incident, and that is not what had happened, that he had indeed presented a firearm to protect his female companion himself from very aggressive dogs being walked by the victim. Officers continued their investigation and spoke with a female who corroborated, to the most part, the suspect's story. However, she had a problem with her timeline and where she was supposed to be. Officers were able to use video footage from a drive-through at a local fast food establishment to determine the male suspect, Mr. Beetham, was indeed alone throughout the process, or at least in the time immediately before, and put his female companion outside the area, actually in Leavenworth.
The suspect, identified as 40-year-old Arlo Beetham of Wenatchee, is in custody. He's being charged with first-degree assault and threatening to kill. Police seized a .38 caliber handgun at Beetham's residence. Reinfeld says the woman who was contacted in Leavenworth was also arrested, cited for making false statements, and then released. A Wenatchee woman injured Monday afternoon when her car crashed north of Wenatchee. State troopers say 61-year-old Julie Lotka was northbound on Highway 97A at around 3:40 yesterday afternoon when she lost control of her Toyota Echo about a mile south of Antioch. The car rolled about 30 to 40 feet down an embankment. Lotka was transported to Confluence Health for treatment. Troopers say DUI charges are pending. A group of Eastmont Junior High students reportedly sickened after eating a marijuana-infused candy that was brought to school by a student. The incident occurred during the week of January 7th. The district reports in a news release that affected students were transported to the hospital for medical evaluation. Per district policy and procedure, the parents of those involved were notified. Participating students disciplined, depending on their activities, and in some situations, students were referred to local law enforcement. As in all disciplines, student names, of course, and assigned consequences are not publicly shared. In response to observations of increased student use of both cannabis, vape devices, and edibles, Eastmont will be hosting a parent and employee information night on these products on January 31st, starting at 7 o'clock in the Eastmont High School auditorium. Parents from all Eastmont schools are welcome to attend, and local law enforcement will also be on hand to help share information and answer questions. Well, a cougar killed a dog at a home on Navarra Cooley Road near Chelan. This happened early Saturday morning. And the dog's owner wants to warn people in the area to keep a close eye out on their pets. Eric Bumgardner said his dog, Dakota, a 6-year-old husky Malamute, was no more than 5 feet from his parents' home when the attack took place. The cougar attempted to drag the dog off, but was unsuccessful. Attempts to track the cougar have thus far been unsuccessful. Wenatchee police expressing concerns about an alarming number of drunk driving arrests. Over the past weekend, officers made 7 arrests on Friday and Saturday, which, according to Captain Edgar Reinfeld, is unusually high.
A typical weekend for Wenatchee Police Department is 2 to 4 DUI arrests, so this is interesting and kind of disconcerting. It's not exactly clear what's going on. We're doing some research to try to determine causes so that we can perhaps do some things to get in front of this a little bit. But as I said, a typical weekend's 2 to 4 DUI arrests. 7 is a very large number. By contrast, the weekend between Christmas and New Year's, the 4 local agencies had 11 or 12 altogether, and we had 5 Friday night.
Reinfeld said the city of Wenatchee experienced over a 38% increase in DUI arrests in 2018. NCB Life recently produced a series of reports on impaired driving with Wenatchee Police Officer Albert Gonzalez. If you haven't checked it out yet, you really should. It's available to watch on demand on our website at ncwlife.com. Well, Women's March Wenatchee hitting the streets in conjunction with the National Women's March on Washington this Saturday, January 19th. Co-organizer of the local march is Terry Sloan, and she sat down with Mike McNaughty, Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, on a recent edition of Street Talk and Other Stuff.
I am utterly
2 years ago, we had speakers speak from the back of my pickup with a with a sort of sound system that we had tried to put together. We did not march last year, but because the state organization is contacted me. There's a state, Washington State Women's March organization, and they are actually paying our expenses, which are things like the park permit and portable toilets. Whereas 2 years ago, we just kind of dug into our own pockets and did our best. Over the last 2 years, many things have been accomplished that we marched for 2 years ago. They're beginning to be accomplished.
And what were the things you're looking for? I mean, what is the point of this? Okay.
Two years ago, people were very concerned about the current administration.
Sure.
And the circumstances in which the current administration was elected when 3 million people voted for the other person.
Right.
You know, so, and they were very concerned about women's rights because the current administration appeared to come on in an attitude of sexual misconduct.
So you're hoping to beat the numbers this year. You had about 1,700 last year.
That's a hard number to beat.
Yeah,
I hope we beat that number. Just show up with your sign at Memorial Park at 11 a.m. and we have speakers scheduled for on the courthouse steps.
You can find more information, by the way, on the upcoming march by searching Women's March Wenatchee on Facebook, 16 minutes after the hour. Don't forget the news with Grant Olson is available to you right here on this very television station at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. The news with Grant Olson in the anchor chair, also handling the weather forecast. Again at 5, 6, and 10, available on demand on our website at ncwlife.com right around 5 o'clock in the evening. Or if you go to our Facebook page, we always post a link there. You'll see it, and you click on it, and it takes you right to our evening news with Grant Olson. Once again, I'll be handling sports in Eric Grandstrom's absence, but Eric will be back on Friday from assignment. And if you want to be a part of the news team, a couple things you need to know. Number one, we appreciate it. Number two, you won't get paid. Just being honest with you here. Get a hold of us. Email us at news@ncwlife.com. News@ncwlife.com. That's the best way. A bunch of people get that. You can go to our website and click on the Contact Us icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call at the number that you see there. You can private message us on Facebook. Whatever it takes. If there's something out there that you think warrants our attention, let us know about it. All right, 17 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Put winter weather in its place with a new Cub Cadet snow thrower from Rose Tractor. Hi, this is Corey. Let us help you get through the season with our line of Cub Cadet snow throwers. When it comes to snow, never let winter weather get in your way. The Cub Cadet X Series line of snow throwers offers 3 levels of snow clearing power and a host of award-winning models. Get ahead of the snow. Let us help you get into the right snow thrower for the job. Rose Tractor, family owned and operated, located at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
Back at it, 25 degrees outside of our studios. Cloudy and foggy again today. A high of about 30. Little light snow coming our way Wednesday and Thursday. Let's do sports. Didn't get a chance to show the highlights of Friday night's Wenatchee High School West Valley doubleheader yesterday. We just plumb right out of time, but I wanted to do that this morning. Of course, on Friday, the Wenatchee Panthers welcomed the West Valley Rams to town for a doubleheader. In the girls' contest, West Valley jumped out to a 23-point lead at the half. Wenatchee ended up closing that gap to 12 points, but it just wasn't enough as West Valley went on for the victory. Here are highlights from Friday night's girls' basketball.
Peters holds it over her head, looks for help. There's Worley going to take the long three-pointer. Good. Over to Peters across half court. Crossover dribble to the left hand. Almost a turnover there to Ramirez. Now it's Worley. Drives against Landis. Nice strong move, but gets it knocked out of her hands and into the hands of Peters. Dumps it down to Redmond. Left-handed shot from about 8 off the glass. Good. Here's Worley at 6'2". She's just going to bring it down court herself and whine out all the way down to the baseline. Dumps it underneath. Ramirez takes the shot up and in. One of the shortest players on the court, Olivia Ramirez at 5'2", and her last 2 buckets have been right under the basket. Here's Peters to Ramirez. Comes to center court, gets it to Sanford. Now near side Redmond. Back to Peters, takes a step or two. Now Redmond, baseline. Sanford underneath Redmond. Nice give and go, up and in. Panthers showing some spark here in this third quarter. Have cut this lead now to 17. Back to Peters as 19 seconds left. Third quarter. Worley's going to put up the long shot. Three. Good.
Again, the final score from Friday night, West Valley 64, Wenatchee 41. Second game of the Wenatchee-West Valley doubleheader. A battle of first place in the Columbia Basin Big Nine. The Panthers used a stifling defense in the third quarter, walked away with first place all by themselves. They won 50-28 with the call from Friday night. Here's Grant Olson.
Funk with it, now right side, shot taken from long range, no good by Caffrey. Rebound into the hands of the Panthers on the move. Baseline, it's long. Tries to shovel it to somebody in the key, nobody home though. And back out to Evan Smith. Smith's gonna take the shot, long range, good! Here's Smith, right-handed dribble, gets it now to Blauman. West Valley staying in that 2-3 zone defense. Evan Smith for three, it's good! Top of the key, it's Kinlock with Carlson on him. Panthers man-to-man defense, kicks it out. Rubright for three, baseline, no good. Carlson gets his hand on it, knocks it away. Jelsi now races down court. Layup, tough shot, good! How about that circus shot? Had just the right spin on it. And the Panthers now seeing the biggest lead of the ball game, 33-21. Back out to Evan Smith, and that's going to do it for this ball game. The Panthers, what a showing here tonight as they will defeat the West Valley Rams in a rout, 50-28, our final score.
A reminder, we got high school basketball this Friday night right here on the NCW Life Channel. More as the week goes on. Speaking of schedules, let's take a look at what's happening in the world of prep sports today. First of all, girls bowling. Eastmont Lanes is going to be a hop in place at 2 o'clock this afternoon. A couple of non-league matches. The Ellisburg Bulldogs and Sela come up from down south to take on Wenatchee and Eastmont respectively. Again, these are non-league matches at 2 o'clock this afternoon in girls bowling. Wrestling. The Wenatchee Panthers welcome Sunnyside to town. Sunnyside has supplanted Moses Lake as the power in the Big Nine. Tall task for the Panther Grapplers tonight at the Wenatchee High Gymnasium. Eastmont is on the road to take on Eisenhower in wrestling. Girls basketball, Cashmere's at Cascade in Caribou Trail League action at 5:45. Chelanda's at Omak. Antioch will take on Moses Lake Christian, and Manson is at Bridgeport. And then the boys' schedule, just like the girls' schedule, just a little bit later on in the evening. Cashmere at Cascade, Chelan at Omak, Antioch at Moses Lake Christian, and Manson at Bridgeport. We'll have scores of all those games tomorrow morning right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 23 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday of the day today. You scream, I scream. We all scream for strawberry ice cream. Yes, it's the dog days of, apparently they'll be serving some strawberry ice cream at the upcoming Women's March, I'm told. January 15th is Strawberry Ice Cream Day. Why in the middle of January is beyond me. I don't know. Strawberry ice cream is thought to have been invented by Dolly Madison, First Lady. Served at James Madison's second inaugural celebration. That's the word, anyway, back in 1813. Of course, strawberries are members of the rose family. Strawberries are good for you. Of course, then we offset the goodness of strawberries by dumping a bunch of ice cream in it. It is National Strawberry Ice Cream Day. Strawberry is probably my favorite ice cream flavor. Vanilla isn't bad either, as long as you put butterscotch or chocolate syrup on it. Happy Strawberry Ice Cream Day. Today in history at 24 minutes after the hour, there's a lot to get to. 130 years ago today, the Coca-Cola Company, at the time known as the Pemberton Medicine Company, is incorporated in Atlanta. And 100 years ago, in 1919, if you bought one share of Coca-Cola stock, which was about $40 in 1919, and with all the dividends reinvested, that one stock certificate would be worth $10 million today. Now that's a return on investment. Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola Company is 130 years old today. 127 years ago today, James Naismith, the inventor of basketball, published the rules of basketball. The 13 original rules, 8 of which they still apply. That are the actual rules typed out by James Naismith with his handwritten notes. That was purchased at an auction for $4.3 million, which is the highest price ever paid for a piece of sports memorabilia. The rules of basketball, first published on this date back in 1892. Today is the 100th anniversary of one of the strangest disasters of all time. 100 years ago today, the Great Boston Molasses Flood. A 2.3 million gallon tank full of molasses burst, released at a huge gunk of molasses, went right through the streets of downtown Boston. 21 people were killed, 150 were injured. Believe it or not, happened on this date 100 years ago today, the Great Molasses Flood of Boston. Happy 76th birthday to the Pentagon. The Pentagon opened its doors, was dedicated on this day, January 15th, 1943. It is, of course, the largest office building in the world. 17 miles of hallways. 26,000 people work at the Pentagon every day. It's a big building, and it's 76 years old today. A couple of Super Bowls were played on this date. In fact, the very first Super Bowl ever was played on this date. It was known as the NFL-AFL Championship game at beautiful Los Angeles, California. Of course, the Green Bay Packers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10. The attendance at the LA Coliseum, which sat about 90,000 people back in 1967, 61,946 people showed up. It was about 28,000 short of a sellout. Believe it or not, back in that day, you could have gone to the LA Coliseum, walked up, bought a ticket, and sat down and watched the Super Bowl. Believe it or not, the very first Super Bowl was held 52 years ago today, and 41 years ago today, Super Bowl 12. In New Orleans, Louisiana, the Dallas Cowboys defeat the Denver Broncos 27-10 to win the championship. It was the first ever indoors Super Bowl. It was held at the Superdome in New Orleans, and it was the very first Super Bowl held at night in prime time on the East Coast. And finally, 27 minutes after the hour, birthdays. When this factoid crossed my desk yesterday, I couldn't believe it. Martin Luther King Jr. would have been 90 years old today. Martin Luther King Jr., the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Nobel Prize laureate, 1964 Congressional Gold Medal, Presidential Medal of Freedom. Martin Luther King Jr., born in this state in 1929, only lived to the age of 39. Also, Ronnie Van Zant, rock and roll legend, was born in this state in 1948, passed away in a very famous plane crash. He was the lead singer of Lynyrd Skynyrd, best known for performing live in bare feet. He never wore shoes on stage. Ronnie Van Zant, the American singer-songwriter and the lead vocalist of Lynyrd Skynyrd, was born in the state in 1948. And Drew Brees is 40 years old today. There's Drew Brees. He has led all NFL quarterbacks in touchdowns, passing yards, all kinds of stats since he joined the Saints back in 2006. He has passed for over 5,000 yards, 5 different seasons. No other quarterback has done that more than once. He was, of course, he has a Super Bowl ring with the Saints. He was Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year back in 2010. This Sunday, he's got a pretty important football game against the Rams. Drew Brees, one of the finest quarterbacks in American history, is 40 years old today. 28 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. When we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike McKnight's opinion. And then my conversation with Pete Van Well and Charlotte Mitchell. You don't want to miss that. It's the Building Communities Auction coming up on January 26th. That info, very important info, right around the corner. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Antique Mall at Cashmere wishes you a happy and prosperous new year.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone. For repurposing projects, do-it-yourselfers, and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, this is the place to find your next project. Antique Mall at Cashmere, their friendly staff is here to help you. Stop on by today.
Welcome to another edition of Harrod's Cookhouse Field to Table.
Outdoorsmen have been providing fresh food for American family tables for generations. Hunting and fishing is a way of life for our family, and we enjoy cooking delicious fish and game meals.
Oh, that's awesome.
We want to share our recipes with you. This is Harrod's Cookhouse Field to Table.
Watch for new episodes of Harrod's Cookhouse Field to Table, starting Saturday, June 30th on the NCW Live channel.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we're big in this country on self-defense and things like standing your ground. Well, although I do support our right to defend ourselves, I don't think this concept translates to retaliating against someone whenever somebody else insults or hurts you. Now, remember, you 75% of us Americans who call yourself Christians, now the big boss told us we're not supposed to resist an evil person. If somebody smacks you on one side of the face, let them smack you on the other. Now, basically, this means that just because somebody hurts you doesn't mean you have to descend to their level. And just because somebody treats you bad, it doesn't justify you doing the same. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
We are back on this edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Circle your calendar for Saturday, January 26th. It's a big auction. It's a big party. And I know I can say the word party because, well, the Rotarians are involved and they've been known to have a good time. It's the building community. What's the actual, well, I'll ask you, Peter Van Well on my far left. He's the president of the Wenatchee Rotary. What's the actual title of this event?
It's the Building Communities Auction. Which,
why couldn't I remember that?
is exactly what the name says. I mean, all the proceeds are going to different things throughout the community, and all the money raised is going to be kind of spread out among a lot of different things, but our big benefactor will be Lincoln Park this year.
And that's why Charlotte Mitchell is here. Charlotte Mitchell is the Capital Projects Manager for the City of Wenatchee. We'll get to you here in just a little bit. First of all, thanks both of you for doing the show. Especially, you're this year's president of the Rotary.
Yes, sir.
That's a pretty heavy-duty job.
Yeah, it's kind of a second job, especially on Thursdays. It's like, I actually had a couple customers come in a couple weeks ago, Thursday morning, and I thought, don't they realize today's Rotary Day? I'm really not doing this job right now.
So it's kind of, let me ask you this, Peter, right off the top. The Wenatchee Valley has tons of service clubs. They all do really good work. Lions Club and the Exchange Club, and there's just bunches of them all over the place. Why Rotary? Why are you so involved in Rotary?
Well, Rotary has been in my family. I'm the third person named Peter Vanwell that's been a member of the Wenatchee Rotary Club. And I had a great uncle who actually, he wasn't a charter member, but he started in 1921 when Wenatchee Rotary was chartered. So, you know, it's a great club. We have almost 100 years. We're going to be celebrating our centennial in a couple of years. And we also are very proud of the fact that Dr. Ed Cadman, who was a Wenatchee Rotarian, who actually started most of the Rotary clubs in the area, the other Rotary clubs, was Rotary International President in 1983 and 84.
Yeah, Doctor, we miss him, by the way. He was just a wonderful guy. Rotary does great work, and if people haven't joined Rotary yet, you probably should. There are a bunch of different Rotaries. In fact, one of them just changed their names, didn't they?
So back in the day, the town ended at 5th Street. So as things started to develop beyond 5th Street, north of 5th Street, they created a club called Wenatchee North. And after a few years, they've upgraded now. They're now called Wenatchee Confluence.
And is there still Sunrise Rotary? Is that still around?
Yeah, there's Sunrise at 2. So any day of the week, any time you want, we can get you in a Rotary Club. And don't forget there's Cashmere, Leavenworth, East Wenatchee, Quincy. So if you're a little farther out of town to go to work or whatever, we can find a Rotary Club for you.
What does the title of president of the Rotary Club entail, besides chairing the meetings?
Right now, the big thing, and I was warned this, is it entails navigating hundreds of emails every single day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I bet.
No, I'm responsible for the club direction for the year. We have a board I meet with, and we take care of that. I've just tried to be the cheerleaders. Actually, I'm really lucky because I have such great members that my job is really easy. So like this auction, I have Jay Smith and Jill Leonard are my auction chairman, and they are working just incredibly hard. Jill posted the other night that she's been without sleep trying to get everything put together to get the auction. We have people like Eric Nelson, who used to be at the Y. He is organizing all the stuff for the auction as far as the auction items themselves.
Well, once he's retired, now he's got a little more time to do that.
Well, yeah, but he's putting in a lot of work. And then Barbara Walters at the library, she's been putting everything in the catalog and database, and she has been up, I guess, late nights doing it. So just a wonderful group. There's a lot more people involved, but see, it's people like that that just make it really easy to be the president, because I have a lot of people who are really active and want to work hard. So it's a wonderful feeling.
And let me tell you, there's a lot of things up for grabs on the 26th. Where did you get all this stuff?
Well, you know, we've done auctions for the last several years. We did them before. So we have people who just know that their buddies coming in. We have one person in particular, Leonard Singho, is another retiree, and Leonard is our superstar. And he goes in cold. He just blankets, oh, they would be a good person to hit up. And he goes into businesses. He tells them what we're doing, and he's phenomenal. He's always kind of our leader of the pack as far as procurement. But then we have the procurement team, Dan Maher and Gary Provo. They just kind of go out. We're broken down into teams. We go out. We hit the same people every year. And this is such a generous, giving community that it's actually pretty easy. I was just talking to one of your coworkers before who's in the Leavenworth Rotary, and she was saying, you know, when you don't have an auction, sometimes the people call you up and say, when's the auction? You haven't come to see me yet. I haven't bought my tickets. I haven't.
That's a nice problem to have, isn't it? Yeah.
So it's really a great community, and that's why we like to focus on community projects. So this year it's Lincoln Park. We did Lincoln Park, the Play Village, 22 years ago. We've done the lighting at Wenatchee Valley College. We've done the Niles Sonder Railroad. We moved the station there. That was the benefit of one of our auctions. So we try to give back to the community, and then we also work as a group with all Rotarians across the world, and there's 175 countries Rotary's in, to kind of give to the global community. But we start with our own community first and work out.
The goal is over what, 6 figures, 100 and some odd thousand is what you want to raise on the 26th?
Yeah, we're hoping to net $115,000.
That's a lot of money.
And but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Okay. We usually get right in at $100,000 net. So, you know, we don't do a lot of extra, like we have a nice dinner at the convention center, we have wine, but we make sure everybody pays for their meal. We don't want to have something where we have all these bills. We want to raise money, and we want to make sure we get it to the parks, and we're to the scholarships. We have a scholarship program that will also benefit. Wenatchee High School has an Interact Club who's trying to raise, I believe their goal is $35,000, and those kids are incredible. They've done habitat builds, and right now they're trying to raise money for the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. So they have a big campaign, so we want to help them. And then we also have these community grants, which unfortunately a lot of people I don't think know about, but they're smaller grants. So we've done things like Girls on the Run, which is a girl empowerment program, and they wanted a few $100s, so they applied for a grant. Our grant application's on the Community Foundation website and at our WenatcheeRotary.org website. And so things like that people don't even think of. We're planning to use the community committee, the Community Giving Committee, to do Second Harvest again next year with all the other Rotary clubs and some of the churches. I think we did 5 food distributions last year, had 5 trucks of food brought in.
You mentioned food, and one of the reasons we want to push ticket sales early, because they're going to serve you dinner on the 26th at the Wenatchee Convention Center when this is located, but they need to figure out exactly how much food they need to make. So if you could throw up, Megan, a rendering of the poster for the big event on the 26th, you can tell me some of the deadlines and how people can get their tickets, and then we'll talk to Charlotte about their project. There you go. There's the Building Communities auction. So people need to get their ticket now, right, Pete?
Yes, we'd like to get all the tickets in now. The drop dead date is going to be a week from tomorrow. Okay. So I think that's what, the 20.
Today's the 14th. Yeah, 21st. That's correct. Yeah.
21st. So that's kind of when we need to let the convention center know how many people are coming. There's still lots of tickets available, so they can contact me at the nursery, or they can go on our website to find out more information on how to get a ticket. The ordering on the website's a little hinky, so if they contact me or contact someone in Rotary, we'll get them fixed up.
So what we'll do is we'll take a little, again, we're talking to Peter Van Well, who is the president of the Wenatchee Rotary this year. And Charlotte's been very patient just sitting here listening to us talk. So what we'll do is we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll bring Charlotte into the conversation. She is the capital projects manager for the city of Wenatchee, and she's spearheading what they plan to do with this money at one of the crown jewels in this valley, and that's Lincoln Park. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Who makes winter fun? Leavenworth does. The Bavarian Ice Fest is this weekend, and the village is still dressed in beautiful lights. Gather a team for the snow sculpture contest or participate in one of the many games, including smooshing and the Great Frisbee Sweep and fireworks on Sunday night. There are many places to shop, eat, and wine taste in Leavenworth.
Icicle Brewing Company, your beer from here. Check them out downtown on Front Street or on the web at iciclebrewingcompany.com.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
And we are back on Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz, Pete Van Well, all the way to my far left, and between the two of us is Charlotte Mitchell, who is the Capital Projects Manager for the city of Wenatchee. That sounds like what you do for a living is important stuff. I'm just guessing here. Is that true?
Well, parks are pretty important. Yeah, so what I do is I'm in charge of making sure that all our parks projects are done in an orderly manner, and I do design work for our projects as well. Dave Erickson has done a really awesome job being the director.
But he's busy.
Yes, he has
swamped,
been too busy, so they hired me on in the fall to help out with his workload and get all these really cool projects that we have in the valley for our parks going.
I love the fact that they had the foresight to set aside large swaths of land all over north central Washington where you don't build anything. This is a public area and this is a park, and because the strengths of parks is a direct reflection on the community as a whole, isn't it?
Yeah, Wenatchee is super lucky to have had people in the past who really were looking forward. We have 21 parks, and we have great parks. They're in great shape. A couple of them need a little work, like Lincoln Park, so that's what we're working on right now. But yeah, we've been really blessed.
Lincoln Park, for those of you who don't remember, was a dump. It was the garbage dump, and then they covered it up and they built a park on it, which was a great idea. And now we have this huge area, and it's very heavily used in the South Wenatchee area, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And it has a little bit of everything, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. So currently we've got the baseball fields, and we've got a stage, which is kind of decrepit, and then we have that play area, which was great 22 years ago, but now it's time for a little enhancement, upgrade. Yeah, nice big open areas, and we have a new picnic shelter that went in this year. So I feel like I'm leaving something out, but yeah, this is a nice big park with a lot of stuff in it.
And it's a huge gathering place, and it will be so even more if this project comes to fruition. As Pete mentioned, they're giving away, their goal is over $100,000. They're going to sprinkle out to all kinds of different little projects, but the big one is what you hope to accomplish with a new BMX dirt bike kind of a track thing at Lincoln Park. Obviously, there's a need for it, or it wouldn't be on your table.
Yeah, so the community has indicated to us that is something they would really like to have, and so that is what we're working on integrating into this new park. We're talking about construction. This is pending some grants. We are waiting to be told if we have gotten these grants. So this would be 2020 or 2021 construction. But yeah, so we're gonna, hopefully, with the aid of the Rotary, which we're very grateful for, we're going to be building a dirt pump track.
Who approached you? Was it you, Peter, who said, hey, our auction's coming up on January 26th and we need a beneficiary and you're it, Charlotte, or was it the other way around? How did the decision get made that they would be the beneficiaries of a lot of the money here?
We had heard that Lincoln Park was going to have a revision, and we had done the play structure, and we were wondering what we could do to help with this iteration. We've done in the past, with the other 2 Rotary clubs, we did Rotary Park. We built that park. And then we also did some work at Washington Park. So we thought it was time to come back because there was going to be something new. So I contacted Dave and I said, you know, where would we fit in? And the BMX track just sounded too good to be true. It sounded like a great place. I actually live down the street from Lincoln Park. And so to see the vision they have for that, I mean, you're going to build a soccer field. The baseball fields will be there. There'll still be the stage.
We're going to redo the stage actually because it's done.
And the bathrooms.
And the bathrooms, and we're going to add another shelter, and we're going to redo the play area, which will be great because it's a bit splintery at the moment.
And it gets very well. I mean, every time I drive by Lincoln Park, there's always kids playing.
So that will be great.
And a splash pad.
Yep, we're talking about a splash pad, which
is
everybody
huge.
loves.
The one up at Rotary Park on Western is hugely popular in the summertime.
Well, yeah, when it's hot in the summer, I can imagine being a kid. You know, our day, Dan, was all wading pools, right?
Yeah, sure.
We went to the park to splash in the wading pools.
And they're super popular,
This is kind of an upgrade, though.
So Wenatchee has a skate park at Pioneer Park, and it's been around there for 20 some odd years, I'm just guessing here, and it's lit up at night. But it's a skate park. It's for skateboarders and longboarders. It's not for BMX bikers, and yet you can't help but notice, even those big signs, there's always see a kid or two on their bike at the skate park in Pioneer. They're not supposed to do that, right?
Right. It wasn't designed for that, so we don't really want them to be on it. But this will be an opportunity for them to have a place to go where it will be allowed and will be great. And in the lines of skate park, I have to put a plug in. We're putting in a skate park at Hale Park. And so we're having a community meeting for that tomorrow night at the City Hall from 6:30 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
So we're hoping people from the community, to Tuesday, sorry. We're hoping people from the community will come out and let us know what they want to see at that skate park as well.
Do you like your gig, Charlotte?
I love my gig.
Yeah.
Parks are awesome.
I don't know, and do you want to tell me a little bit about your background? I don't know where you came from or all that other stuff, or why my brother hired you?
Well, I grew up in the Midwest, and then the Department of Transportation used to recruit a bunch of engineers from the Midwest. Apparently, they raise good engineers there. So I got recruited for there, and I worked for the DOT for a while, and then I've worked for the city for 4.5, 5 years now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, yep. So I was in Public Works, and now I'm in Parks, which has really been fun for me so far. I'm really enjoying it, yeah.
And it's a good place to work, isn't it?
Yes,
yes. It is.
This is a great town. I love this valley. And there's just so much to do here that this is great.
Let's wrap up where we began with Peter Van Well. Once again, Saturday the 26th of January is the big auction. Everybody seems to do auctions. The Humane Society does an auction, Apple Blossom does an auction. Anything different or unique about this? Silent and live, all that good stuff?
Yeah, it's usually fairly large. It's at the convention center upstairs in the main ballroom. We have a nice dinner. There should be 3 silent auction tables, so very large amount of silent auction items. We also do a fun thing called Heads or Tails, where you go play the game, and
it's a process of elimination.
And that person gets usually like a credit for the auction. So maybe there's something in the live auction that they want to bid on. A trip or something, and then they have just that much more credit. It's nice too because our Interact students, we talked about the high school students, they do a lot of the running and stuff, so we really like to use them and the exchange students, so we have youth in the community working for it. It's just just a fun evening. It's not only a good way to raise money, it's just a lot of fun. And we also will be having some raise a paddle, and we'll talk a little bit more in depth about the park. And that's kind of a raise your paddle, but you don't really get the prize at the end. You just get the prize that will have a BMX track.
Of an improved park.
The prize is going to be a better Lincoln Park.
Amen to that. And it's like I said, Lincoln Park is a great park, but all parks have a certain things inside the park have a certain lifespan, and then that's it. The band shell, of course, was taken down. It was just falling apart, but now you're onward and upward.
Yep,
So,
it's going to be great.
January 26th, get your ticket. Any Rotarian, any Wenatchee Rotarian will have tickets, right?
Yes, Wenatchee Rotarians go
Okay.
to the website for information. And some people, I got an email from someone, they're not a Rotarian, just a neighborhood person that said, we want to support this, but we have another commitment. Checks made out to Wenatchee Rotary Foundation. It's a tax deductible charitable foundation, and just be sure to write on the memo line auction. So they know what account to put it in.
Peter, Charlotte, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Let us know how it goes on the 26th, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you an update on how we
please.
did.
Please. All right. Thanks for dropping by and joining us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel. There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
We're back here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. In the short time we have left, let's take one more look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Once again, two things of note. The air stagnation advisory remains in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It's just really stagnant air, and that also means, of course, we still have that stage 1 burn ban for pretty much all of north central Washington. We're stuck. We got that high pressure ridge, which is pretty well entrenched over the region. That means the low clouds and fog have nowhere to go. The pollutants have nowhere to go for at least another couple of days, and then things are going to change. So today, it's pretty much what we had yesterday. Cloudy, foggy, patchy, freezing fog at times, a high of about 30. I don't know if we're going to get there or not. We only got to 28 yesterday. Tonight, slight chance of some super light flurries. I wouldn't bet on it. 26 for the overnight low. Wednesday, we do it again. Cloudy, foggy, high near 35. Wednesday night could get maybe an inch of snow. There's a chance of it anyway Wednesday night. Best chance of measurable precipitation, that was Thursday. A couple of inches possible, probably no more than one, but we could get upwards of 2 inches of snow on Thursday. Whatever snow we get, by the way, on Thursday is going to come down in the morning because Thursday afternoon it should switch over to rain. And as you can see on your screen, high of 39 on Thursday, near 40 on Friday, and upper 30s, lower 40s. Saturday, Sunday, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. So whatever snow we get Wednesday night and Thursday doesn't look like it's going to last. My guest tomorrow, Festival Administrator Darcy Christofferson. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Till then, bye-bye.